Welcome back. Thank you for joining us for our second round of On the Range with the PGA Tour Superstore. First round was very successful, well received, and we discussed some of the benefits, features, and some of the fitting needs around some of the drivers. Today, we've received numerous questions since that last event on irons. It's one of the hottest overall categories at the PGA Tour Superstore, and there's a lot of questions that we've received of exactly what iron is right for me and what differentiates the irons. So, I'm Justin Connor, I'm the merchant of clubs, and I'm joined here by two legends. One of them you met from last week, Mr. Adam Cook, the associate merchant of clubs, and Mr. James Humphreys. He too, this is his first time on the range with us, but he brings a wealth of knowledge and a little bit of attitude. So we're excited to hear what James has to join.
All right, let's go to the next. Let's go to the first.
Okay, so the first one we're going to kick off with is going to be the Super Game Improvement Iron. This class of...
Don't forget to drive this slide behind you. There you go.
Oh, he's got to be.
Yeah, I know. So the Super Game Improvement Irons.
What is it? What do we need?
The slide behind the
Oh, it's just changing that.
He can't do slide and projection.
And talk and...
Do you have that? You're going to there.
I'm good with this, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, so I'm good with that.
It's on the keyboard. Just hit the space bar to
Can I move this? Then I'll just take this over here.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you. Okay.
You the man cup.
So now we're talking about
Super Game Improvement Irons.
Is that a really quick intro to just go? Are we good with that?
Well, we're gonna. You guys are gonna introduce, but I think there's.
That's it.
This is just a
What he needs to do is say, and I'm
Be
going
short and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? All right. So we're gonna kick off Super Game Improvement Irons.
Are we setting anything in the background here?
No.
At all in any of the stage?
No.
Okay. All right, we're gonna kick off the Super Game Improvement Iron. The biggest of all these irons. So this one's gonna have a traditional,
I'd say most forgiving.
a most forgiving, a larger one, if you will. The curvy of the iron. Okay. Larger head size, significant amount of offset, noticeably larger sole width. For those that may have a hard time making good contact.
Justin, if you want me to film it, if you want me to zoom in on anything, you just kind of hold it out in front of you like that, and there you go.
Gotcha.
You zoom in and out. And then when you're done, you can just kind of pull your hands back, and I'll zoom back out again, okay? There you go.
Good job, Vanna.
Okay. So, Super Game Improvement. It's the Kelly Burdett special. We're going to follow it up by the Standard Game Improvement.
Okay. Next slide, in the background. There we go.
Yeah. Standard. So, versus the Super Game Improvement, this iron is going to get a little bit smaller. It's still an oversized head. Still has a significant amount of offset. Still has a larger sole width. But you're not going to see most of these irons that come as a combo set. So for the Super Game Improvement, you're going to see once you get past the 6 or 7 iron, most of the irons in the set are going to be hollow irons or actual hybrids.
I think that's a good point for you to like grab one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good call.
I think the more
Like a
you,
T-rail.
especially when you're comparing these two, the more you can hold these out here and compare them.
So we try to create this area to where you want to do the comparison. But I wouldn't talk about Super Game Improvement.
Okay. Boom. So, my personal favorite, the Player's Distance Iron. This is for somebody who still thinks they're pretty good, but can't hang with these guys. So, Player's Distance Iron. You're talking a smaller iron, a little more of a better player's iron, but still has a lot of horsepower under the hood. So, a lot of these you're going to see are going to be hollow with extremely hot faces. Lofts are going to be a little bit stronger, but if you're looking down, it does look like a better player's club. So, once again, my personal favorite, and this is probably the fastest growing category in all of iron sets right now. So, for those that think these are a little chunky,
Are we going to cut back and forth to these guys hitting some shots with some of these, or how's that going to work?
I think you run through those, and then we move over here and start talking
Okay.
gapping and
Okay. All right, let's just keep
Don't
going
you
then.
Yeah, well, I don't think you want me to run through the 5 sections through the first 10 minutes and then just go over here.
Well,
I
that's
almost
what I'm
think
saying,
that.
like, it's going really quick.
Yeah, no,
so it's already.
this is just so we can test the equipment, make sure everything's goes
But
out.
when we are doing it, I'm going to pitch it. We're going to go over there.
You just
guys.
tell me where you want to go.
Okay.
See, and I can move back and forth, whatever you want. So.
Okay, so once again, players distance irons. That's me. This is a little more for these other guys here. So we're going to get into a little more of the tour prop. Did I skip one?
No, you're
Oh,
right.
there's a tour prop.
right.
Okay. Are there 2 rows?
Because there's a CB and then there's a blade. So
So,
there's
yeah.
kind of 2.
So
You're gonna have to say like
Tour-
there is a forgiving model.
I'm speaking to tour, but with these 2.
Doesn't just
Kind of like super game and game.
Like it doesn't just mean blade.
Gotcha,
because
gotcha.
look at the,
Okay.
and then hold up mirror and
All right, guys. So we go from the players. We go from the players distance iron to the tour. So tour can mean 2 different things. We always assume blades. This is the one that you like to see in everybody's bag. Looks flashy. But when you're not on your game and you're not finding the center face, this is really going to cost you a lot of distance and a lot of forgiveness. So you're seeing a significant amount of pros that are moving to a better player's caddy bag. Perfect example, this is the P7MC from TaylorMade. You're going to see a lot of staff players that are playing this. Has a significant amount of more forgiveness in the blade, but as you're looking from the top down, the top line is about the same size. It's got about the same amount of offset. This is a great solution for those players that have played blades or are desiring to play blades, but would benefit from a little bit of additional forgiveness, maybe even especially in your long irons. We sell a lot of these in mix sets. You're going to sell maybe a pitch and wedge through a 7-iron in the blade. Once you get to the 6, 5, and 4, which are already hard to hit anyway, we would encourage you to possibly look at the caddy back. You'll see there's a significant amount of tour players that are doing the same thing, and they're throwing the hook at me. So, as with anything, when you're getting fit for irons, one of the most important parts of getting fit for an iron is overall gapping. You want to make sure that you do not have multiple clubs in your bag that go the same distance. There's no point. I'm just going to let that marinate. There's no point. Don't do it.
that.
So,
Hold on, before we move on, do you want to touch on lofts when you're talking about
yes,
this?
yeah, it's a good call. Yeah, so just to give you guys an idea.
Like you could interject while he's doing that. You could interject.
Well, that's what we did. That's what we did
I
last
would
time.
prefer,
Yeah.
because you guys, one, will have questions, but 2, you guys will see something I might gloss over, come
And that's-
back, and
we
then
did that last
So I'm going
expand
to do
the
that
conversation.
when you're talking and you get into like when you talk about this. Oh, JC, so I can just take my blades I got at home and I can just strengthen everything, right? And I'm gonna. It's the same as a player's distance, correct?
One of
And
us
then
can, one of us can ask the question.
Here you go.
No, one of us can ask a question. So, Justin, do all these 7-irons have the same loft?
Not even close. Not even close. So, the old industry secret, the smoke and mirrors of it, is that these 7-irons have gotten stronger over the last 20 years. So, the equivalent of this 7-iron in 2000 was a 6-iron, maybe a weak 5-iron. So there's one of the reasons that the clubs are going further right around now. But because they have a lower center of gravity, they are actually still getting the exact same launch angle as the older, weaker clubs are.
So that would be a perfect interlude right there that I come in and we just say, hey, well, I'll just strengthen the lofts. And, well, no, we can't do that because it's based on, and you just killed it with center of gravity.
Exactly.
Every head has got a different way of.
You'll change the performance of the club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's not destroy any club by just bending them, James. Let's take it professional as possible.
Yeah.
So, okay, so guys, we're going to speak to Gap and we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Each player needs a different set makeup. Don't just buy a set off the wall. Don't buy a 4-iron because it's what comes with the set. Please. Come into our stores, have us fit you. As you'll see from a couple different mixes, you're going to see some of my numbers compared to Cookie's numbers. I may be a better looking guy. Cookie's a little stronger than me. So, you're going to see.
This is what we did last
Yeah,
time.
it's
Seriously.
perfect
Yeah.
because it keeps people there. So what you're going to see is Cookie maybe a little stronger than me. Personally, I like my numbers.
Well, those are my numbers. Hey, JC.
Yeah.
JC, you see
You
that
should
one
turn
point
around and
one?
say,
That's me, dude.
you can see here, I'm hitting a 9 out. Whoa. Those are Cookie's numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, tour speed.
Can we go to the amateur side and
Yeah.
can we go to the next slide there?
There it is. That's, yeah.
Oh, there you go. 99138. Okay, that's the more like
Do a
JC.
quick wrap up and then play.
Okay. All right, so thank you for tuning in for our second edition of On the Range. Hopefully you've taken away some good information here. Hopefully you participated with questions. We will make sure to follow up with any questions from the chat line that we haven't been able to respond to. So thanks again. You will see additional On the Range sessions over the next coming weeks and months that will cover different categories.
Highlight if you want.
Yes.
To. Next day, if you want, we can put it up there that says
I would.
next week join us for
Yes.
our one of the first.
Oh, aren't we doing women's next month?
It's next week.
Next week.
No, I'm talking about women's
We're gonna do
club.
Women's Month
Oh,
in May,
okay.
in May. We
All
don't
right.
want to announce that yet.
Yeah, next week, footwear and
But
apparel.
we should, when we're talking about this, mention ladies'
On the
options.
ad that I did for the event, we had somebody say, "Are you going to cover women's iron?"
I saw that, yeah.
So we just need to make sure that we talk through it.
Yeah.
You can say in the month of May we're going to bring you content that is devoted to the women's game. If that's we don't change it.
So, kind of like you did last time, I jumped in, make sure you visit our website, you go on social platforms, and then I can say, next week we have apparel and footwear on the range, and then May, come back, ladies, it's all about you.
Yeah. I like that. I think that if we do get the women's question, I think it's a good opportunity, especially if we have some time as